Good evening and welcome to our October 7th, 2014 Ogden City Council meeting. Let the roll call reflect that all council members are present with the exceptions of Council Member Stevens, who is asked to be excused. We will turn the time to Vice Chair Gochner for our Pledge of Allegiance.
We have a scout here tonight who's going to lead us. His name is Xander Eads with Troop 198. And we also have to, do a little recognition for his troop leader, who really is a planning commissioner disguised as a scout leader tonight, Mr. Scatty. So, Xander, if you want to come up to this microphone, we'll follow your lead.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, sir. Do you want to tell us what merit badge you're working on today?
Our community, I think it's citizenship for our community. And that we started that last week.
Great.
And your leader drug you here. First week, you're working on it.
Yeah.
What a way to inspire him. Well, thank you, Xander.
Thank you.
Please join us now for a moment of silence. Thank you. Okay, we have the next item on our agenda is a recognition, the Keys to Our Community Award, and Ms. Janine Eller-Smith will introduce that for us.
Thank you, Chair Heyer. This is actually, I'm doing this on behalf of Bill Cook, the Council Executive Director, who had asked to be excused tonight. He's worked very hard with Weber State on the College Town Initiative, and as a result of that collaboration, we've just been discovering all kinds of great things that we can do for each other. And one of the incredible resources that has come to light that's here in our community is the Weber State University Center for Community Engaged Learning. Through this center, Weber State students and faculty provide service through a wide variety of partnerships pertaining to programs throughout the community, the city, the school district, nonprofit organizations. And there's just a whole list of organizations that this organization works with. In particular, directly related to Ogden is Startup Ogden that we worked with Weber State on, Ogden City Recreation and Parks programs, Landmarks Commission, and of course there's many other organizations that the center works with that benefits our citizens. The Keys to Our Communities Award invites all 31 cities within Weber, Davis, and Morgan counties, along with the county organizations, to welcome the Center for Community Engaged Learning into their communities. This is the beginning of the expansion of our College Town initiative into the 3 county areas that provide the majority of students who attend Weber State. So they're going to have a celebration in February to present the Keys to Our Communities Award to the Center for Community Engaged Learning and to recognize the bedrock partners in our community. And we just hope that the council can support this joint resolution. I believe Mayor Caldwell has also been supportive of it.
Thank you. We've asked Vice Chair Gochner if she would read that proclamation for us.
Yes, it is my pleasure. This is a joint resolution of the Ogden City Mayor and City Council supporting the Keys to Our Communities Award for the Center for Community Engaged Learning at Weber State University. Whereas Weber State University has a rich history over the past 125 years of collaborating with communities around the world and developing partnerships that have lasted up to 60 years. And whereas the Center for Community Engaged Learning at Weber State was established in 2007, the center is a strategic partnership between the Academic Affairs and Student Affairs that provides both curricular and co-curricular community engagement opportunities in partnership with local community organizations. And whereas the center's mission is to engage students, faculty, and staff members in service, democratic engagement, and community research to promote civic participation, build community capacity, and enhance the educational experience. And whereas community engaged learning is defined as an activity that involves a collaborative, reciprocal relationship with the community that prepares students, faculty, staff, and alumni to be engaged citizens, strengthen democratic values and civic responsibility by addressing community issues. And whereas since its inception, over 44,000 students have contributed more than 942,000 combined hours of community engagement, with an estimated dollar equivalent of $17 million. And whereas community stewardship is woven into the fabric and culture of the campus and was recognized as such by the prestigious Carnegie Classification for Community Engagement in 2008. Weber State University has also been listed each year on the President's Higher Education Community Service Honor Roll since the inception of the award. And now, therefore, be it resolved that the Ogden City Council and Mayor hereby acknowledge and support the mission of the Center for Community Engaged Learning at Weber State University, and hereby recognize the center and the university with the first Keys to Our Communities Award. And with that, I'll go ahead and make a motion to adopt this resolution.
I'll second it.
We have a motion by Vice Chair Gochner, seconded by Councilmember Wicks. This is a voice vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Are there any opposed? Okay, great. We have in our presence today President White. It's good to have you with us. When I recognize you being here, and would you like to come out and accept this? And
Or whoever.
Chair Heyer, I believe we also have Professor Brenda Kowalski, who is the director of the Center for Community Engaged Learning,
okay, great.
that we'd like to.
It looks like a whole row of VIPs
Yeah, okay.
over there.
Well, you guys get to do the rock, paper, scissors thing then. Look. Come on.
Yes, please.
You can accept that here. Take a photo while you're here. You come over and stand over here in front of us. Thank you.
Mayor, do you want to join us?
Yeah, that would be great.
Come this way.
Yes.
Don't be
afraid. Do you want the fight song?
Thank you.
Thanks for coming.
Yeah, we do have some time for remarks. if you want.
Let's pull that down a smidge, if I may. On behalf of the Center for Community Engaged Learning, I truly, humbly, and respectfully accept this award. and this gesture and symbol of partnership with Ogden City. The Center for Community Engaged Learning takes its mission very seriously, and our team here, we take our mission very seriously, and we truly aim to enhance the capacity of both the community and the university in true reciprocal partnerships. So we're honored to be engaged with the Ogden City in general and Ogden City Council specifically. So I'd like to take a minute and introduce the folks who are here tonight, because there are quite a few, and this is only a small representation of our team. So let me introduce, if you will stand up, Mike Moon, our Assistant Director in the center. Then we have several faculty members on our team as well. Dr. Leah Murray, who is holding the award, who is a political science faculty member and also responsible for training our faculty to engage this kind of pedagogy in their classrooms. I believe you guys are familiar with Dr. Leah Murray because she also heads up our democratic engagement pieces that you guys partner with quite a bit. Next to her, we have Dr. Sarah Steimel, who is a faculty member in communication. And Sarah heads up our Engaged Learning series. So we have a theme that we focus on each year. And this year, we're focusing on food and food insecurity issues in our community. Next to Sarah is Dr. Azanet Garza, who is a faculty member in psychology and also coordinates our community research extension. So she is facilitating the community research that our students and faculty are getting engaged in on behalf of our community partners. We have Corbin Stanley, who is a student who is one of our community research assistants, works very closely with Dr. Garza. Next to Corbin, we have Crystal Garcia, who is another community research student working in that research extension as well. And we have Leo, yes, Torres, who is also a community research student. We have other students, and we actually have other staff members who couldn't make it tonight, but these are the folks who are here. You know President White, always in his purple and supporting Weber State, so thank you for being here, President White. And we also have Dr. Jan Winifred, who is standing right here, who is the Vice President for Student Affairs and one of the administrators to whom I report on campus. I also report to Brian Thomas, who's in the Provost office. So this team and many others with whom these folks work are really supporting the work that we do. And I just want to say that it's an honor and privilege to partner with Ogden City and the nonprofit sector that exists within the city limits. Currently, the CCEL, that's what we call the Center for Community Engaged Learning, because it's quite a mouthful. Center for Community Engaged Learning, yes. So the CCEL is currently formally partnered with 130 organizations. 77 of those organizations are within Ogden city limits. So you can see we're pretty committed to this area. And you guys are probably familiar with some of those examples. The Ogden United Promise Neighborhood project that we have going on, which is our community research, your town hall meetings that you come up to campus and hold, and I believe there's one tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
So that's our democratic engagement. And of course, our service. We have students, 150 students on average, that are partnering with Youth Impact just down the road here, mentoring youth in the program. Now, our CCEL team, honestly, I'm going to sit down, but our CCEL team doesn't play favorites when we're collaborating with partner organizations, but we do seem to take a little extra pride in these Ogden partnerships. This is our town. This is our community. We have the same successes and the same concerns as other Ogden residents. So when the CCEL team has the opportunity to help the community, address some concern or need with university resources, whether that be with people power or expertise or knowledge or talents or skills. We do that. We offer those resources as stewards of place, this place, Ogden, home of Weber State University. We're truly honored and we're incredibly humbled by this symbol of partnership. We look forward to growing in partnership for years to come. Thank you very much.
Thank you. We appreciate all you do to make our community better. Thank you for being here.
And as I work for Utah Foster Care, one of the community partners, and so I kind of get to see how it affects the nonprofits in our community, and I also see all the work you do with all the other great organizations, so thank you.
Okay, next item on our agenda is Community Planning Month. We have our council staff planner, Glenn Symes, that's going to talk a little about this.
Hey, well, thank you very much. Let me first just say thank you for allowing us to put this proclamation on your agenda for consideration. What I'd like to do is just take a minute to talk about community planning and highlight some of the efforts of Ogden City and some of the community planning efforts that are being made right here in our own community. A lot of times when people think of planning, they just think of zoning and setbacks and height requirements and things like that. But planning and really more properly, community planning is much larger than just zoning. It's the work of countless people in many different areas and with often different backgrounds and interests working together to develop a vision of what they want their community to be. And these are the visions that are then captured in the community plans and then ultimately translated into the community planning efforts and into the results that we see all around us. When I first started out as a city planner, one of the things I realized very quickly was that the city planners weren't the only ones doing the planning for the community. The work of planning for a community is done not only by the professional planners, but by community and economic development professionals, citizen planners and community advocates, citizen volunteers who serve on boards and commissions like the Planning Commission, the Landmarks Commission, Trails Committee, Board of Adjustment, and others, and also by the elected officials whose support of all of these other folks makes great community planning possible. Ogden City really does do great planning, and it's definitely a city that takes its planning seriously. I've put a list together of some of the community planning efforts that have taken place and that are actively being worked on now. This includes 15 community plans, with the 16th being developed now. All of these have been adopted as part of the city's Involve Ogden General Plan. 4 corridor plans, also part of the city's general plan. A citywide open space plan. Downtown revitalization efforts, including, but certainly not limited to, the Junction, the LDS Temple renovation, the IRS reinvestments, and the River Project. The revitalization and preservation of historic 25th Street, which we'll hear more about here in a minute. Programs offered and administered by the Community Development Division, which use federal community development block grant money and other city funds to revitalize target neighborhoods in the city. Economic Development and Redevelopment Agency initiatives administered by the Economic Development Division. This includes 17 redevelopment project areas and 5 economic development project areas. The development and reuse of BDO as a successful business park. The development of a citywide bicycle master plan. A transit study for the development of either a streetcar or a BRT system from the Front Runner Station to Weber State University and McCady Hospital. The creation and implementation of the Grant Promenade and the efforts to further develop a complete streets policy. 3 nationally and 2 locally designated historic districts. The Ogden River restoration and the development of the River Parkway, and the development and maintenance of the extensive trail system in and around Ogden. So this is certainly by no means an exhaustive list of all the community planning efforts being made here in Ogden, but I think it shows that we really do great community planning here, and it's this planning that's helped create the city that we see around us today. So, in efforts made by the American Planning Association, October has been designated throughout the United States as National Community Planning Month, and to recognize and promote community planning efforts being made here in Ogden, the proclamation for your consideration tonight designates October as Community Planning Month here in Ogden City. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Symes. Love your little slideshow.
Greg and his guys put that together. So we're really,
Well,
really
thanks, Greg.
grateful. These are amazing
That's a
pictures.
great contrast. I'm loving the befores and afters. Those are really, really kind of neat. Thank you. Inasmuch as I served on the Planning Commission for near 16 years, I decided I was going to read this joint proclamation today. A little bit out of the ordinary, but if I could just do that at this point. This is a joint proclamation of the Ogden City Council and Mayor declaring October 2014 Community Planning Month in Ogden City. Whereas, change is constant and affects all cities, towns, suburbs, counties, boroughs, townships, rural areas, and other places. And whereas, community planning can help guide this change in a way that provides better choices for how people live, work, and whereas, community planning provides an opportunity for all residents to be meaningfully involved in making choices that determine the future of their community. And whereas, the benefit of community planning requires public officials and citizens who understand, support, and demand excellence in planning and plan implementation. And whereas, the month of October is designated as National Community Planning Month throughout the United States of America and its territories. And whereas, the American Planning Association and its professional institute, the American Institute of Certified Planners, endorse National Community Planning Month as an opportunity to highlight the contributions sound planning and plan implementation make to the quality of our cities and environment. And whereas, Ogden City's vision of promoting healthy lifestyles and the city's active revitalization of its downtown core complement the American Planning Association's 2014 National Community Planning Month theme of health and prosperity. And whereas the celebration of National Community Planning Month gives us the opportunity to publicly recognize the participation and dedication of the members of the Planning Commission and all other citizen planners who have contributed their time and expertise to the improvement of Ogden, Utah. And whereas we recognize the many valuable contributions made by the professional community planners of Ogden, Utah, which includes the city's planning staff and the city's Community and Economic Development Department, and extend our heartfelt thanks for the continued commitment to public service by these professionals. Now therefore be it resolved that the Ogden City Council and Mayor Michael P. Caldwell hereby proclaim October 2014 as Community Planning Month in Ogden City. Community Planning Month in Ogden, Utah is a part of a nationwide recognition and celebration of the community planning and an opportunity to recognize all of the citizens and professional planners who have diligently worked to make Ogden a unique and vibrant place to live, work, learn, and play.
And with that, I'll go ahead and make a motion to adopt this joint resolution.
Second.
We have a motion by Vice Chair Gochner and seconded by Councilmember Garner. And this is a voice vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Are there any opposed? Okay, well, let's clap. It's really great to have our city planning staff, our economic development department directors and staff in those departments, as well as our planning commissioners. And as I have thought about the things that go on in planning and in what makes a community vibrant and work and healthy, the people in the planning department are really unsung heroes in all of these things. Planning commissioners, they serve long hours. As at one time as a planning commissioner, we went to 1 o'clock, and I don't think the city council's ever done that. To make sure that all those things happen, and they do it with no compensation, and never get anybody to toot their horn till tonight. And I'm really happy that we're doing this to make sure that they know the contribution that they make really makes a difference in Ogden City. Thank you for all you do. We ought to have the planning commissioner stand up first, and we'll make some introductions. Let's all get. Why don't we actually have you come on up?
Clap for him.
Okay. Let's have a picture. They're all lining up for the picture. Let's do the picture.
Brought him up. We may as
Yeah.
well get a picture.
This is kind of historic because all 9 of
I
them
know,
are in one
Ian's-
place at one time. Thanks, you guys. Before you sit down, why don't you just kind of march by the mic, tell us who you are, how long you served on the Planning Commission. Don't bloviate.
Who gets this?
Well, good afternoon to everyone. This is kind of a strange position to be in. My name is Lily Holman, Reverend Lily Holman, and I've been with the Planning Commission since 2007. And it's been a blessing and a pleasure.
My name is Janeth Wright, and I was on before 2007. I can't remember exactly how long.
The vice chair right now, aren't you?
Yes.
Okay.
Hi, I'm Ron Atencio, and I think it's going on 12 years. Went fast, and we saw a lot of things happen in that 12 years. It's been a pleasure. I also serve on Landmarks, which I really enjoy. Thank you for the
Thanks, Ron.
Hi, my name's Ian Houghton. I'm current chair of the Planning Commission. I've been serving since 2006. And I also sit on the Ogden Trails Committee.
And I'm Kathy Blaisdell, and I've had the distinct pleasure and fortune to be on the Planning Commission since 2002. I served with Rich. I have learned so much. It's an awesome responsibility and privilege to be involved in Ogden like this. So thank you very much.
Thank you. She was the recent past chair.
Brian Scaddy. I started on the Planning Commission the same time Chair Heyer did. And I'm not running for office. Thank you.
And a consistent no vote.
Southwick, and I think I've been on three plus years now.
More than that.
Been longer than that?
It's been like 5.
It's just
hasn't it?
gone by so fast that, anyway.
Yeah, he just
thank
got Realtor of the Year award.
And I'm Bob Herman, and I've been on the Planning Commission since 2000. And I've been very honored to serve on it.
I'm Mark Orton, and I've been on the commission for going on 2 years. Is that right?
You're going on 3.
Going on 3, something like that. It's been fun.
Took my spot. So
I'm
that's
still
how I know.
learning.
Yeah. Well, thank you. We appreciate you all being here. Greg, would you like to introduce your staff very, very quickly? And we need to have you come up and accept the award too.
Well, Joe Simpson is the only to make it tonight, and my dad appointment. So Joe, come on, stand up. So from the planning staff, we have Joe Simpson.
Greg.
Oh, Jeanette's
and
here.
Jeanette.
You were hiding over there. Jeanette Orkland is our administrative assistant. She has been here longer than Ben Lomond Hotel. She started with the planning when our planning office was actually subcontracted out from Weber County. And when she started, the county planning office was on the 9th floor of the 13th floor of the Ben Lomond Hotel. And so she has been with the planning office for many years.
He's
And
the
we
attraction that makes you go, right?
He is. When she became sick last year, we realized, boy, she can't ever do that again. We need her.
Did she start working when she was 5?
I thought so, yeah. It was before child labor law started.
Yeah, she doesn't look old enough to be around that long.
Bring Jeanette and Joe with you. We'll take another picture.
Jeanette, come on.
Getting heavy. Take it.
Stage the handover photo.
We'll come back around the other way, I guess. Joe, thank you. Okay. Thank you.
Do we get a shake hand?
Thank you, Jeanette. Come back for your picture, Greg. We're going to do the picture thing now. There's lots of
You have
pomp
to
and circumstance today.
Hold it well and smile.
Staff on each Don't you think Glenn ought to be in the picture? Glenn? He's a planner.
Yeah, Glenn, why don't you come be in this picture?
This is your brainchild.
The short people always get stuck behind the tall people.
Marcia, if I could have you lean in a little closer.
Or stand tall.
I know there's tall people here. Here. 1, 2, 3. Perfect. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm going to do that next time.
Okay, well, we've got still some more. Ward, you want to introduce your folks? And Tom, you can be in the queue, okay?
I'm Ward Ogden. I manage the Community Development Division. We have the honor of implementing many of the plans that the planners produce and give them a lot of honor and respect for what they do. And I have 2 staff members with me that could make it tonight. Got Lloyd Perry and Dewey Cragen, 2 of the half dozen people that work with us.
And Tom?
Which I think Ward Ogden is the best name you could have if you work for Ogden City. It's like Mr. Ogden.
What a great name.
I don't really have much to say other than I've always been very proud of all of the folks that work in the department, and I think the awards that they've gotten here just lately are only indicative of the things they've been doing for a long, long time.
Planning certainly does make our community better, and we appreciate it's been nice that it's been going on so long, because the city really shows that we've been planning for the future. And there's been many people that have come and gone and that have really made a difference that we are not recognizing tonight, but hopefully they'll get the word that finally the recognition is coming. I remember Pam Rogers, she used to have a statement that she used to say, it's more than just about a million blades of grass. And she would go on and on about that, about making things better. And Brian's nodding his head over there. Some of those things, they just ring in the air that make a community better. But we appreciate all that you've done. Thank you. Any other comments from anybody else before we move on?
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for taking the extra time to be here tonight. And we always, have to see what the Planning Commission says when it comes to us, so.
You save us a lot of time. Okay, we'll just move on, but thanks again. The next item is the request to be on the agenda. This is for the American Planning Association 2014 Great Places in America, and our 25th Street is what's been recognized. So I think we're recognizing Lanny Egertson Goff. Did I get it right?
Close.
Close?
And Soren Simonson. My name's Lonnie Egertson Goff. I am the chapter president for the local Utah APA, American Planning Association chapter. And I have the great privilege of saying congratulations to the City of Ogden for the 25th Street Great Street Award. This is a pretty impressive, very small group of people and places that get this kind of an award. The American Planning Association started this program in 2007, and in those years, we've designated 230 neighborhoods, streets, and public places as great. In order to be distinguished as a great place, it is a celebration of the character, the quality, and planning that goes on within that area. So, as you all know now, in October, the National Community Planning Month, the Great Places are announced. And there are a lot of factors that go into those decisions because there are a lot of people here. I would like to just mention a few of the things. It's a balancing of the users on that street, such as pedestrians, bicyclists, vehicles, including parking needs. It's referred to as a complete street or a great street. And the reason that 25th Street exemplifies this is obvious at the end of the street, Union Station, and then all of the folks that have different uses, restaurants, other reasons to come to 25th Street. It has a very positive visual experience as you come onto the street, as you all know that live here and walk the street often, drive the street. It also can serve as an economic stimuli for the city, as I have seen, as I've been here back in Utah since '06 from Alaska, and the change that's occurred even in that short period of time is impressive. There's also a key link to livable communities and to the history of the street. And as we all know, 25th has quite the historic nature to it. Because there are kids here, I won't go into all the details. Great places also reflect and employ green infrastructure possibilities. So in the building of the streets and the stormwater runoff, and also street trees to promote sustainability. So these are all components that are looked at during the process of designating a great place or a great street. And just so you know, the competition is stiff, and the people that were awarded, or the streets that were awarded, are some of them quite prestigious. Central Avenue in Hot Springs, Arkansas is one that I hadn't heard of, but you can look at these on planning.org. There's the Congress Street in Portland, Maine, King Street in Charleston, South Carolina, Broadway in New York City. Those are just the ones that stood out for me. So I would welcome any questions, but I'm going to also let my colleague Soren Simonson, who's worked on lots of projects in the Ogden area, just say a few words too.
Thank you.
Thanks, Lonnie. It's council members and mayor, it's good to be with you, and what an exciting recognition for your community. I thought I would just mention a couple of things about the significance of this award. This is the third such award in Utah, and so it's very prestigious even among peer communities and streets in our great state, and really recognizes a sustained effort over many, many years. Of course, a lot of this recognizes the architectural history of 25th Street, which city leaders through many decades have seen what great treasures you have here and have worked hard. And I know many of you are at the forefront of preservation efforts as well, even today, that continue to go on. And there's a lot of history in the street, but it's a history that's continually unfolding. You have an incredible diversity of architectural styles that represent well over a century of culture and refinement, and this is a street that really has matured. It had a troubled adolescence, as you well know from its history, but it's really matured very, very well. It also recognizes great public places. You've added in a fantastic park and the beautiful grounds, both around your municipal building as well as at the Union Station, and those have gone through sensitive updating to make them more accessible and useful for very diverse citizens. It also recognizes a great partnership with residents and businesses that call 25th Street and surrounding neighborhoods home. And you have real champions in your community who work hard to take the infrastructure and assets that the community and that the city leaders have given them and make them really work for economic development, for great places to dine and shop and hang out. The street itself is a great public place. You can't say that about every street in your community. Some of them are just thoroughfares and they do one thing and do it really well. And this is really a diverse street that accommodates not only traffic, but bicyclists and pedestrians and hanging out, dining on the sidewalk, and lots of other things that go on. And that's a pretty remarkable accomplishment. You pay a lot of attention to the details, and those details really matter, even in contemporary buildings that have been added in. I think this is a community that has paid great attention to the details of this street, recognizing what a gem you have. And as new things have been added in, you've really sweated the details, and that is really recognized here. And then, of course, you've already recognized all of the many contributors in your community with the last resolution, but just wanted to reiterate that this really is a community that has focused from the staff level over many decades, the citizen planners that have come and gone, on your Historic Landmarks Commission, your Planning Commission, and other citizen boards, and elected leaders like yourselves and those that have preceded you that have all worked together. And as you've handed the baton to the next cycle of elected officials and appointed officials, they've all taken their piece of this in stride. So really want to just reiterate what a remarkable accomplishment this is. You're really among a very elite company of communities across the U.S. that are doing things really remarkably well, and this is a great tribute to your community. And so we say kudos to you, and we expect great things to come with the future of 25th Street as well. So congratulations.
Thank you. Let's see. How do you want to do this? Glenn, you want to? Is this time for pictures?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, Carolyn's here. Yeah, let's hear from Carolyn.
Good evening. I'm Carolyn Brierly. I'm the Executive Director of the Historic 25th Street Business Association. Good evening, Mayor, Mark, members of the council. Thank you for allowing me to get up here and speak tonight. The Historic 25th Street Business Association is a not-for-profit co-op marketing association. The entity is comprised of numerous businesses on and near 25th Street. The association is funded by membership dues of the members and by grants and donations from our community partners. On behalf of the Historic 25th Street Business Association, I'd like to express our gratitude to the American Planning Association and to Ogden City for the designation of being one of the best streets in America. It's fantastic. It's something that we all already knew, right? We are so grateful for the partnership that we have with Ogden City. And we appreciate all the various departments that work with us on a daily basis. Public Ways and Parks, police, planning, licensing, code enforcement, business development, and special events, just to name a few. I think every single department in the city interacts with us at some point. And a special thank you to Greg Montgomery, because we have him on speed dial. Every single issue, every single thing that we do, it requires a call to Greg. Our association also partners with several entities who, and we receive funding from them. And those entities have a vested interest in 25th Street, and they have a vested interest in Ogden and in the success of our downtown. I'd like to thank those and name them here. Those entities are the Weber County and the RAMP, which we do get grants to help with some of the things we've done. Swire Coca-Cola, America First Credit Union, Downtown Ogden Inc., Visit Ogden, the Ogden Weber Chamber, Teleperformance, Golden Beverage, Wasatch Distributing, Ellis Printing, and Zions Bank. These partners enable us to not only promote businesses, but also to produce free community events several times a year that welcome people to the street. We're thankful that the city has had such a great vision for 25th Street that they just didn't bulldoze it. That the vision has kept everything intact through years and years of renovation and revitalization and additional building. We appreciate the fact that the Planning and Landmarks Commissions work diligently to assure that the historical integrity of the street is maintained and preserved. Everyone's combined efforts guarantee that the historical nature of historic 25th Street will be preserved for generations to come, and that historic 25th Street will continue to be the centerpiece of Ogden. Thank you, American Planning Association, and thank you, Ogden City.
Thank you, Karen.
Thank you. 25th Street is a priceless gem of our community, no doubt.
Mr. Chair, do you want to do some pictures?
Sure, let's have some pictures. You got your camera ready?
Ready.
Let's have the...
Have to wait, I guess.
We just keep taking pictures. Just keep standing up there.
Amy Sue's going to have no room left on her.
No, she's going to.
They're lining up. We can do better. We need more lighting.
Sorry about your name. Your name.
Perfect.
Good to see you.
Way to come. Thanks for coming.
Hard work.
Thank you. Oh. Awesome.
Yesterday.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're
We tucked in?
Starting. Okay. So, 1, 2, 3. I'll just take a few.
Great places. Here's to great places.
I'd like to make a quick comment.
Yes, please.
You know, it's very evident that we've got some really great bones to our 25th Street and the skins to the buildings, but without the souls of the retailers and the work that they put into 25th Street, it wouldn't be 25th Street. So thank you, you guys, for all that you do.
Ditto.
Thank you.
You ain't seen nothing yet.
We're anxious.
Pretty impressive already.
Yes. Next item on our agenda is approval of minutes. The first minutes are the study session of May 6th, 2014. Councilmember Blair.
Yes, thank you, Chair Heyer. I have reviewed those minutes and found them to be accurate.
The next is for the work session of May 6th, 2014, and the joint study session of July 1st, 2014. Councilmember Garner.
I've reviewed those minutes and found them to be correct to the best of my recollection.
And for the study session of August 26th, 2014, Councilmember White.
Yes, Chair Heyer, I've reviewed those and found them to be accurate. And with that, I would make a motion to approve the minutes.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion by Councilmember White, seconded by Councilmember Garner. This is a voice vote. Are all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, next is our common consent agenda. Do we have a motion for that?
So, oh, go ahead.
I will go ahead and make a motion that we adopt the 3 items under common consent.
Second.
Who seconded? You did? Okay, your mic kind of blitzed a little bit.
Somebody, please.
Okay, we have a motion by Councilmember Blair, seconded by Councilmember White to approve the vote, the minutes. This is a voice vote. All in favor?
Common consent items.
Or the common, oh, sorry, the common consent. That's, all in favor?
Aye.
Are there any opposed? Okay, that passes. This is for public comment. So this is an opportunity to address the council regarding your concerns or ideas. Please state your name and address clearly for the record and limit your comments to 3 minutes, please.
Good evening, Council. Thank you for the opportunity to stand in front of you this evening. My name is Gary L. Snyder, and I live at 5340 Arapahoe Drive. And why I'm here tonight is to address a problem or a concern that I've had since moving to that address. It started in the winter of 2003 when we received a significant amount of moisture that year and have most every year since. Specifically in dealing with the way the snow removal of my adjacent property owner handles his snow. This is an issue that I have been involved with, like I say, for many years to try to get a resolution to. I've been involved in trying to talk to that neighbor and ask him to refrain from depositing his snow in our yard, which I've received no assistance from his part. I've reviewed the city ordinances. I've even involved community policing to try to ask him to stop doing that, to no avail. I have contacted the city in the past, and they suggested that the only solution to this problem might be civil action. Well, I'm not quite ready to go that route yet. I don't believe that that's the way to handle this. I believe the best way to handle it lies with you folks here at the City Council in simply making a change to the ordinance regarding snow removal. Now, you can see 7.2.8 is the policy that regards snow removal. It basically tells me I have 12 hours to get snow off from my property, and I can't plow it in the street to make it more difficult for other people to get around our neighborhood. What this policy does not provide is does not provide the tooth or the authority for someone to enforce the code that says people should be respectful of their property rights of their neighbors and not blow their snow into the adjacent neighbors. This policy doesn't include that. And so what I'm here tonight to try to do is possibly give you some ideas as to how I believe that this could be handled. This is probably not a unique problem to Arapahoe Drive. I'm sure others of the council members that live on the East Bench close to the mountains receive significant amounts of snow as well. And they know that at some point in time during a hard winter, you're going to run out of space as to where to put your snow. And so it becomes very important for people to respect that and make sure that that snow does not infringe upon the property rights of others. So what I'm specifically asking for tonight is an amendment to paragraph 7.2.8b to include verbiage, if you will, that is contained already in 9.7.b6, the general requirements, which are the discharge, which would then include the discharge of snow or ice on another private property shall be eliminated and or prevented to the maximum extent practicable. Now, the reason I've used that terminology, maximum extent practicable, is just like autumn leaves. I have autumn leaves that blow in my yard. My autumn leaves blow in other people's yard. When I blow my snow, I try to limit where it goes so that I don't infringe on the rights of my neighbors. I am not going to be able to control every flake of snow and where it comes from or where it goes. But I can make an attempt not to cause harm to my neighbor or damage their property because of my deliberate discharging of my snow onto their property. So what I'm asking for is to be included in 7.2.b, paragraph 8, the following words: it is also unlawful to discharge snow or ice onto another property, public or private, when such discharge may cause physical damage to that property and or increases damaging runoff from that property.
Okay, thank you. I think we got your point.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone else?
Hello, Council. My name is Jeff Martinez, Jr. I live at 226 9th Street. I sent an email to everybody last week. I know a few of you have responded, and I believe you talked about it in the study session earlier today. I just wanted to, sorry, I had zero time to prepare homework and kids, and coaching soccer doesn't give me a lot of free time. Anyway, my concern is about the safety of everyone passing, pedestrians as well as bike traffic and vehicular traffic along Wall Avenue. I believe that it's unsafe because there's zero shoulder, zero sidewalk, no curbs, and that doesn't, and although those aren't present, that doesn't stop people from traveling by foot, by bike along that route. I see a lot of kids dart across Wall Avenue trying to get to elementary school, and so obviously those are very young children, and that route that arterial road has been lowered to 45 miles an hour from 50, but I still believe that's too fast, especially since there are no safe route to walk. So beside the safety the safety aspect of that, I also think that a lot of northern Ogden is neglected, not by anyone's fault, but just it's overlooked. A lot of work has been going into beautifying downtown, especially for the temple renovation. And we had a lot of visitors, and I understand the need for tourism and for business to be attracted to Ogden, and that downtown is what attracts them to Ogden. But I think a lot of people would be attracted to northern Ogden if we had a little more pride of ownership in northern Ogden. But when we feel neglected by not having those staples of a regular community, sidewalk and curb to safely travel on, I don't think that people feel the need to respect their property or see the value in their community. And I would like you guys to think about that. I know there's been a lot of discussion about planning, and like I said, we moved to Ogden for a reason 6 years ago. We love Ogden. I don't plan on moving anywhere else. But we would like some more attention up north if you wouldn't mind. So thank you.
Thank you, Jeff Martinez. Appreciate your comments. Anyone else? Okay, seeing none. Mayor, anything you'd like to say today?
I do have a couple quick comments. Jeff, appreciate your comments about Wall Avenue. That's a UDOT road, and we'll certainly share your safety concerns. We've had others of ours as well. We've been quick to pass along, so we'll do that. And Mr. Senator, our City Attorney Gary Williams is at the end of the row over there. He'd be happy to look at that language that you're proposing and certainly have some dialogue. I can respect and appreciate that.
The reason that I headed that direction is because I talked to Mr. John Berger, Attorney John. I was referred to him, but he might be interested in this. He said, unfortunately...
Mr. Schneider, if you're going to talk, we need you, this is on the record. It needs to be
we'll have,
recorded.
after the meeting, we'll have you meet with Gary Williams.
That was my point. If you could just make sure you get to connect after the meeting, he'd be more than happy to listen to you and take that language under consideration so we can have some dialogue there. You bet. And I appreciate you guys being here. I think one of the things that came out of the recognitions we had on the agenda tonight, particularly keys to the communities and the Planning Commission, I was shocked. Almost 1 million volunteer hours came out of the keys to the community. And those of you that have served on the Planning Commission and on the council could probably agree that you've probably given close to what seems like 1 million hours of service to those projects as well. I think it's important to recognize that collectively we all create the communities, as you mentioned, that we want to live, work, play, and learn in. And being involved is how you create that. Sitting on your hands and thinking it's government or something else isn't the way that happens. We all feed each other in these environments. We often say it's really important to give where you live, and spending your Tuesday evening when you have many other things that would be more pleasant to do, coming to let your concerns be known and let people know you want to get involved is a really important way to give where you live. And I think recognizing the Planning Commission and the keys to the communities and those that came and presented tonight is a great way to give where you live. It also, I think, highlighted how unique the Planning Commission and some of the other diverse needs of a community are, and I appreciate the fact that they're willing to be so patient and talk through the different ideas and business owners and agendas and personalities and find a fair, transparent way to get a lot of those things to fit and to get the community to work. That's not an easy process, and I think it's an important night to recognize that. So, again, we just want to say we really appreciate everybody being involved. It takes all of us giving our parts to create a community, and I think some of the things that we were able to recognize and talk about tonight were great highlights that's extremely important. And the more we can do to engage everyone, the more sense of ownership they have in their communities, and the more we're able to work together and help feed each other to create that kind of rich, vibrant place we all want to live, work, play, and learn in. So I'm just offering my gratitude to that. And I think it was a great night of some really unique recognitions.
Council members? Any comments?
The second, especially what Marcia White said, this 25th Street is just a street without the character and the business owners and the residents and the citizens who also participate there. So that was a great honor.
I would agree.
Turn batteries need.
I just want to do one last shout out for all the planning recognitions. Thanks to Glenn Symes for putting it all together so that we could actually recognize people, and everybody in the city that's involved in these planning efforts are remarkable. So, Greg, you're still here. Thank you for all your many hours of work.
As I was thinking about some of the planning commissioners that have served in years past, it's really common that they serve for 15, 16, 18 years. It's just the learning curve is long, and in order to get the maximum out of it, they need to stay a long time to benefit the city like they do, and they're willing to do that. I just remember lots of names that have just served for a long, long time, and it would be nice if we could put them all on plaque, but I don't know if you could do that. But anyway, Greg is nodding his head that there's sure a lot of good volunteers behind this city. It's been wonderful.
I'll add one last thing. You mentioned having stayed in those meetings till 1 in the morning. That's not a high bar we need to meet.
That's for sure. Well, do we have a motion to adjourn?
Second.
I have a motion by Vice Chair Cockner, seconded by Councilmember Garner to adjourn. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Bart was right. He said after 7.
Yeah.